First to Last Gaming, sponsored by Anthony Van.
What's going on, you guys? Slumpy here with First or Last Gaming, and who are we here with?
Tristan Bridges.
And?
Tong.
Alright, what did you guys do this weekend?
We just got first and third with Runick stun.
With what?
Runick stun.
What? Oh my god, what made you guys decide to actually play that for this event?
So this deck was actually the best going second deck, because with the combination of the floodgates that you have in your deck, you're able to use freezing curses and flashing fire efficiently going second. So there wasn't a lot of boards you couldn't really break besides the Infernoble one that puts up like the 3 spell trap negates. Every other board was breakable, doable, grindable. And so that's why I chose to play the deck, is because it didn't have any bad matches, and because we're in a format with a ton of hand traps, that means that they were going to be dead. Like, I would never play into Valor and Imperm, and I never the only hand trap that really hits us right now is Ash, and Nib definitely doesn't hit us. So yeah, so it was really good for us.
Before you guys get into the deck profile, any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, so first shout outs to First to Last Gaming. You know, I appreciate everyone on the team. Shout out to Danny, Logan, Nate, you know, always testing with me. Shout out with my IRL peeps, Kevin,
Oh God,
Chrissy. Shout out to Chell. He really helped me get some cards right before the tournament that I needed to play it. I was scrambling for cards all last night and this morning, and my teammates didn't believe me. So, oh yeah, and shout out to Ollie, Clussy Town.
Yes, sir.
For me, just shout out the Culling Council, Andrew, Ali, Tristan, and Justin.
All right, let's get to
also, huge shout out to JRB Jobber.
and Gem
Playmats, and our new sponsor, Dueling Guard. Remember to use promo code FL5 for 5% off.
Yep.
Without it, let's go into the deck profile.
All right, so pretty basic 2 Fountain because it's at 2, 3 Tip because it's Rhoda, 3 Slumber, 3 Curses, 3 Fire, 3 Destruction, 1, 1, 1. That was all the Runick cards. Pretty standard. I didn't play any more. If I did play any more, it would have been Smiting Storm. But yeah, I didn't feel like I needed it. Desires, triple duality. Best card that changes the rules of the game, Morganite. This card's broken. Oh.
Why did you only play 2 Morganite?
Because when you're drawing off the fountains in the mid game and like the early game and stuff, these don't do anything. And because I don't really summon Hugin, when I have this in hand, I'm never really gonna pitch it. It's just a blank card. So I didn't want to have multiples of this in my hands, because I feel like you get to see a lot of the decks. Like, another card I was actually iffy about playing at 3 was Pot of Duality, because seeing them in multiple doesn't really feel that good. But you need the reason why I didn't cut this down to 2 was because you need ways to shuffle your deck after you put all the Runick cards on the bottom, and the only ways is like this and Tim. So
Okay.
yeah, that's why I only played 2 Morganite, and I went for instead of the 3rd Morganite, I did the Desires just for a power spell. I only did 1. You can only resolve 1 in this deck. You're never going to be able to resolve 2, and that's why I only played 1. So that way you never have to desire into another Desire as well. Card of Demise, my Spirit Animal. And then here are the Floodgates. I'll put them all out, and I'll kind of explain this. So in Johnny's list, you'll notice he played Scrub Raid instead of Messenger Piece. I really like Scrub Raid, but the issue with me is that when you draw Scrub Raid in the early game, it doesn't do enough on its own compared to Messenger Piece, where it can floodgate them out from the beginning and you don't really have to do much. The other thing is I don't have to constantly lose a card. I know you can do the loop with Jerry and stuff, but for me, if I'm already set up that far, then I'm already winning. With this, I could just rip this off the top and I'm able to see maybe a turn or 2 or like something like that in a simplified game state. And all these floodgates, just like I was explaining earlier, this kind of goes back to like the trap theory we've always had from like 2017. But it's when you draw like these in combination with like this is when you're able to break any board going second. So it's usually these that get you there.
Plus the searchable, right?
Yeah. And so that's 40 in the main deck. The 41st card I debated all night was Terraforming I really liked Terraforming because it could get the fountain. It was like playing 3 fountain, but I just chose to go against it just because, like, if there's situations where you can't get your fountain back and then you have Terra in your deck, it's just dead. But that's like the only like bad part about it. All right, extra deck. 3 Frecky, 3 whatever, 3 Jerry, 3 Hugin. Only one of this one. You just never use it multiple times, so I've never needed it. Have you needed multiple of this?
I don't think I summoned that card once today.
I did once.
When you summoned it, I had to look into my deck box to see what that card actually did.
Oh yeah. It's a SP Little Knight on a budget, and then the SP Little Knight that's not on a budget, and then Typhon. Don't look at that.
Yo, why is that one ultra?
Hey! I'm broke.
That's crazy.
All right, 3 Dogwood. This card's really good.
Max C, baby.
Yeah, it's Max C. All your games, you're running close, so like this just helps. You can't use Morganite with this card, just so you guys know. Don't be cheating. 2 a mono. A lot of people play 3. I just needed to fit this card in my extra deck, and I didn't want to cut any of the cards in my side deck. So what I did is I just took out one of each copy of certain cards. The one card that I didn't cut a copy of was Fear Mode. Because this is for breaking boards. Against Infranoble Knight, these cards are god cards. You can just normal this and you're able to crack into the board, or you could even just normal this, make Typhon, kill the Apo, bounce the monster with like the Oliver and everything, and then you're able to break their board with the Runick cards. So that's why a mono was there. But Sphere Mode was just a cleaner out because you'll just hit all 3, set your floodgates, and then they're locked into it. So yeah, that's why I did that. I did 3 Dark Bribe. This card was really good. I was gonna do Crucial the Forbidden Spell. Issue is like with that card that just takes a little bit more setup, which is another spell. Sometimes you don't have that spell to want to give up, but with this it's just a blanket. It also can hit evenly, blindly too. So it just hit everything, and I couldn't play Judgment because the life total was just too much in a tournament with time. Like on DB, like this would just be Solemn Judgment. But here, like, I just can't afford the life thing. I did 2 Soldiering.
Shout out to Pono for the bribes.
Yeah, shout out to Pono. And then 2 Soldiering. This card was good. I don't have anything else to say. This card is cuttable though. I don't think it's needed, but I liked it. And then the best card in my side deck was the Grave of the Super Ancient Organism. This card was just destroys all the branded decks. Labyrinth, they can't activate their cards. Centurion can they crumble to this card. Even if they make the Cosmo Blazer, you just activate like Rivalry and they'll be like, oh, Cosmo Blazer, negate it, and you're like, okay, flip this. Now they can't do anything. They can't attack. Even when the Cosmo Blazer comes back, it can't attack either, so can't activate the effect anymore. And that's why it's better than Skill Drain, because under Skill Drain they can still activate it because it banishes for cost. They can't even activate the effect with this. And against Branded, again, like being able to hit like the Chimera version and the regular version, hitting all the Bestials, making sure none of them can attack, make sure Lebellion can't get the trap. That's huge. And that's why this card might be going up to 3. Yeah.
Did you not play One Day Apiece?
No, I did not play One Day Apiece.
Was there a reason for that?
I just didn't like the idea of sometimes being in a simplified game. I didn't want to give them more cards. It's the same thing with Droplet. I only like Droplet in situations where I have to deck them out, so I have to give them 5 cards every turn. You know, with One Day, I don't want to be like, oh, okay, now I can just pass, but then they're not going to commit as much or just minimally. And
would you play it in the future in the major side?
It's definitely on the bubble between Terraforming, One Day Apiece, and Card Scanner. All right, guys, thank you so much. Asian Persuasion 2023 signing out. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I think in the future I would play 2 Ogre though. This card destroyed the Runick deck, the Runick stun deck.
I'm telling you, the card's
I'm hijacking your profile. This is crazy. So he thought I was gonna play Rescue Ace, and then he was like, Tristan, you gotta tell me what deck you're playing, because I needed cards, right? He goes, tell me what deck you're playing for real. And I'm like, all right, bro, Runick stun. Next time I see this guy, he has this in his deck and this. like Like, are you serious, bro? Like, he really wanted to beat me so bad. He put 2 random crappy cards in his deck.
Did you guys play?
At a regional, yes! I lost to it!
Yeah, that ogre went crazy. It stopped 3 draws.
What?
In the future, I think I would try to fit in another ogre. I don't know where I would find the room. Okay, so the last